This is about to be one of the most polarizing reaction videos that I have ever done on this channel when it comes to conspiracy theories. I have to say this, viewer discretion is advised. You might have to click off this video at some point and go get some fresh air. Turn on a funny movie. Call up a loved one because it's that bad. And I'm not gonna ease you guys into it. We're starting off heavy. Yes, YouTube, this video is for entertainment purposes only.
The dots just keep connecting. The other day I posted a video how Kris Jenner accidentally leaked $5 million Basquiat painting in Kim's home. It was pictured right over her daughter's head, and this was a painting by Basquiat. I had found an article stating that she purchased it for $4.9 million from Christie's auction house. We ended up finding out that the owners of Christie's auction house are none other than Salma Hayek and her husband, Henry Pinnell, who just so happens to be the founder and CEO of Kering, Balenciaga's sister company. Now, if you're curious as to what Salma Hayek and her husband Henry sell on Christie's auction house, please feel free to visit the website. Enter in Jake and Dino Chapman and go under the tab Sold. For those of you watching this video, I highly suggest that you research what is being sold before commenting.
And I did just that. I went over to this website and I typed in Jake and Dino Chapman, and what I found was odd, to say the least.
I highly suggest that you research what is being sold before commenting. And it is this bag. But that's not all Salma Hayek and Henry own. They also are the majority stakeholders for the CAA. And if you're wondering what the CAA is, it's a talent agency. It's a Los Angeles-based agency that represents actors, directors, writers, and music artists. Those artists include Tom Hanks, Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, among many others. And what's also interesting is I found this article about former President Joe Biden, who resigned from the creative arts agency that represented him from 2017 to 2020. The move suggests that he may pursue new projects in media, speaking engagements, or publishing. Now, I find it extremely odd that a talent agency would be managing the President of the United States. But maybe it kind of explains why Hollywood and politics are so intertwined. Also, one more thing, this was the same agency that was managing Justin Bieber. But he fired the CAA as his agency. This was part of a larger house cleaning that the couple undertook after Bieber's health issues and canceled tour. He then hired Lou Taylor, who we know was a part of a Britney Spears conservatorship, and she was also in the inbox of Amanda Bynes and Lindsay Lohan as well. But what happens to him after he's managed by the woman who siphoned millions of dollars from Britney Spears? He ended up selling his music rights for $200 million. What are the odds of that? And I also found it odd how it said Bieber and Haley made these decisions. Something ain't right here.
All of the information in that clip would make you believe that there are people in positions of power that use interesting methods like calling something a talent agency to control individuals within Hollywood. Hell, and within the government with Joe Biden. Look, I have to say it because it's on my mind. Like, my beautiful Salma Hayek, this is what you're in bed with? This is what you married? That power, man, it's something else.
Everyone has seen this painting. Okay, so this is a painting that was in Jeffrey Epstein's $70 million apartment. It's on sale right now for $70 million in Manhattan. Common misconception with this painting is that Bill Clinton is wearing Hillary Clinton's dress from some event. Not accurate.
Oh, it's
He's
Lewinsky's
wearing
dress.
Monica Lewinsky's dress that he jizzed on, and she
stain.
kept the stain that was the comp. That's how he got caught, right? So this painting obviously is indicating that Jeffrey Epstein has compromising information on Bill Clinton. Yesterday, a picture of Bill Clinton getting massage from one of the victims came out. That said, what I found out about today is that there was another painting in there. I cannot believe I never knew this, but it's this. George Bush with two knocked down Jenga buildings
And two planes.
and two paper airplanes. How crazy is that, dude? And that was in Epstein's house.
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate for a second. Those paintings are an indication of any type of proof. Those paintings were painted by a young Australian artist, and Jeffrey Epstein purchased those paintings off of her. All that could be proof of is that he has some very twisted, dark humor. Not necessarily proof of any evidence that anything was done. We all know that those two incidents with Bill Clinton and George Bush happened while they were in office. So what did this artist do? She painted those pictures, and a famous man bought them. That has some twisted humor. Fortunately, that's not proof or any sort of indication of any wrongful doing. But this next clip involving George Bush, very interesting. Let's watch. Let me frame this next clip for you guys so that y'all will have an understanding of what's happening here. This is the video clip of when George Bush was sitting in that classroom amongst all those kids the day the Twin Towers were hit by those planes. Now, allegedly, when the incident occurred, one of the CIA agents came up to George Bush, whispered in his ear that the U.S. is under attack, and George Bush sat there and did nothing. It was like he was frozen. But listen closely, because I've never seen this clip before today. This part of the clip, at least. Listen closely to what the teacher has the kids saying. This clip gave me chills.
And the sound it makes. Get ready. Kite. Yes, kite. Get ready to read this word the best way. Get ready. Kid. Yes, kid. Sound it out. Get ready. Kid. Sound it out. Get ready. Kid. What word? Kid. Yes, kid. Boys and girls, sound this word out. Get ready. What word? Steal. Yes, steal. Read these words the fast way. Get ready. Play. Yes, playing. Get ready. Must. Yes, must. Let's read these words the fast way without making a mistake. Get ready. Kite. Yes, kite. Get ready. Kid. Yes, get. Get ready. Steal. Yes, steal. Get ready. Play. Yes, playing. Get ready. Must. Yes, must. Go to those people. Read you up from under your seat. Open your book up to lesson 60 on page 153.
Now, I don't know how accurate this clip was to the timeline of what occurred on 9/11, because my image in my head of this guy here was a little different. But that also was a very long time ago. But nonetheless, but what did that teacher have those kids saying? Plane must hit steel. It sounded like the word height was in there at some point, but that doesn't make a lot of sense unless you're talking about high up. Plane must hit high steel. This is what's going through my head. It wouldn't be surprising if they didn't sit this teacher down, debrief her, and be like, hey, this is going to be the class curriculum for the day. We want you to have the kids read this out loud. Because everybody and their mama believed that the government is behind 9/11, this clip would be put out for the world to see and them basically tell on themselves. It's like we don't have proof that that's what they did. But if that's what they did, this is the proof. It's like they told on themselves with this clip. Yeah, we did it. And we had the teacher tell all the kids how we did it. Oh, this stuff is crazy.
What's that? Oh, a former Bush official came out saying that they built an underground city secretly for $21 trillion. What's that? Oh, a former Bush official came out saying that they built an underground city secretly for $21 trillion. Okay. Yeah, her name is Katherine Fitz. Now, she says that it's not just your regular tunnel with a bunch of concrete and it's just kind of plain Jane. No, she said this is a luxury city built under the United States. Okay. She said that these cities even go out under the ocean. Okay. She said that this was built specifically for the rich in case there was an extinction event for humankind. Which leads us to believe that they know something that we don't. She stated that the transportation down there is way more advanced than the transportation we have up here. Oh boy. She said that it has everything we have up here, but it's way nicer. And they even have schools, hospitals, and jails. Oh boy.
No, I'm not the only one that thought this idea. Why does it have to be just the rich? Why is it that just the rich get to go down there? And why is it that only they get to survive if something crazy happens? But then you think about how these sort of people operate. They operate from the mind frame that they're better because they're rich. That if anybody's bloodline needs to continue on, it would be theirs. Because the likelihood of their offspring becoming successful and doing something big in life is a higher chance than someone who's lower or middle class. That's how they think. But they know that those people still aren't really better than anyone, or else they wouldn't have the need for a jail down there. It's crazy.
But now we're going to go back in time, and I'm going to ask you who you think did each of these huge events, okay? The killing of MLK Jr.
That was a CI operation because they considered him a dangerous communist. And the FBI was bugging in churches where he was giving some of his speeches in churches. They were bugging the podiums and following him around. He was a top target for elimination.
JFK.
I think that was a CI hit, and they may have employed some mafia connections to carry it out because that was their mafia assassination program.
Exactly. LBJ was very involved in all that in Dallas. And so
he was an evil man.
He was an evil man. Okay, what about Pearl Harbor?
They knew the attack was coming. They knew where it was going to happen in Pearl Harbor and when. And they told no one, and they let it happen on purpose. That's from the commander of the Pacific Fleet. I would say that's a pretty credible witness. So yeah, that was a false flag.
They've admitted that. They admitted they heard it was going to happen, and how else were you going to get Americans to be on the side of this war that had nothing to do with us? Which brings us to 9/11. Your opinion?
My opinion, as a criminal investigator, as a former CI officer, 9/11 was not the act of a bunch of poorly flight-trained terrorists that executed an unbelievably meticulous piloting of those aircraft. Even pilots, there's pilots for 9/11 Truth now, and they say we could not have done that. Not possible. And then we go to the passport issue, and we go to the Tower 7, which was a controlled demolition.
Obviously.
You talk to any structural engineer, and I have. And the fact, I think George W. Bush blacked out, I think it was 40 pages of the 9/11 report dealing with Saudi Arabia. So wait a minute, this report was supposed to be for the American people on what happened, and you blacked all these pages out? What in the world? I do not think that it was a bunch of poorly trained or untrained terrorists that did it. I think there was another source behind it. I think it was intentional. And I'm going just from a criminal investigative perspective, just looking at the evidence, what evidence we have, that was an intentional act. And it would fall right into the MO that you and I are talking about. Horrible event. Because human life does not matter to the shadow government deep state, or especially the CIA. It does not matter. Their pawns on their chessboard. They don't care that 3,000 people were horribly killed that day. But it achieved the aim of gutting the U.S. Constitution, bringing in the horrific Patriot Act, giving the CIA unthinkable authority for secret prisons and torture beyond waterboarding and secret renditions and all of that. The FBI, the ability to spy on Americans came out of the Patriot Act. So it was the perfect national security state energizer that the Patriot Act was. And 70 of the congressmen and senators that read the Patriot Act didn't even read it. They just signed off on it without even reading the bill. So, yeah, I mean, that's my view.
I'm going to say something that I haven't heard anyone say yet. Is that the pilots that flew those planes into those buildings might have been under some sort of mind control. Because what frame of mind does one have to be in to be okay with the orders to fly a plane into a building, knowing that your life and the lives of hundreds, if not thousands of other people will be taken that day? I wouldn't put it past them to have put those pilots under mind control.
How could Muhammad Atta's passport survive the fireball explosion that supposedly cremated him, fly out of his pocket, fly out of the incinerated plane, flutter to the ground into 2 feet of debris, and end up in readable condition in the hands of investigators, all within 48 hours? Why did 19 Muslim men even need passports on domestic flights? How were passports found but not the plane's voice recorders? Why did the hijackers need passports they would never use again after their suicide flights? And why were the 19 accused Muslims not under surveillance on 911 if they were so easy to identify? The conspicuous trail of planted evidence continued 3 weeks after the 911 attacks, when anthrax letters killed 5 people and were clearly worded to throw the blame on Muslims. Death to America, death to Israel, Allah is great. It has since been proven that the anthrax came from a U.S. Army lab and was never mailed by Muslims. There are no airport security videos of any of the 19 accused Muslims boarding any of the hijacked planes.
The 19 accused Muslims. I remember all those years ago when this incident occurred and those images came out of the alleged terrorists that hijacked those planes. I remember thinking at that time, because I was just a teenager, I was like, I don't believe they did it. I don't think that those are the guys that did it. And now all this information has come out. There wasn't any video surveillance of them getting on those planes. Why would they need their passports for a domestic flight? I've never needed my passport for a domestic flight. Have you? Like, the stuff does not add up. It doesn't add up.
I'm about to show you a clip from a video game in 2001. I'm about to show you a clip from a video game in 2001. It is very important to watch this to the end because there is a very important message.
Raiden, are you having fun playing with the new AI toys?
Well, yeah, I am. You can make pictures of cute anime girls and...
Enjoy it while it lasts, Raiden.
What do you mean?
Did you really think that civilians would be granted unrestricted access to such powerful military weapons forever?
Military weapons. Are you implying that this technology was created by the government?
Of course it was. This AI technology has been used by the intelligence agencies to warp the public's perception of reality for years. All in the name of national security, of course.
But why would they suddenly make the tech public and let everyone start using it?
Why would we indeed, Raiden?
What? Who? What in the hell are you?
Your question is irrelevant. By creating a new problem, we can cultivate a desired reaction to it in order to manufacture consent for our preferred solutions. In short, it's justification for a war.
A war? On who or what?
A war on misinformation. By arming the public with these AI weapons, everyone becomes a potential enemy combatant. Then we will have justification for unprecedented security measures. It all comes down to confusion and identity, Raiden.
Identity?
Identity. This AI technology is Pandora's box. Pretty soon the internet will be mired in total illusion. Perfect AI speech, audio, and video synthesis will drown out reality. Then AI bots will flood social media. No.
Pretty freaky, right? Insane that they said this in a video game in 2001, but they didn't. Some of that clip actually happened, but a lot of it was actually created with AI, which is incredibly ironic. Like, the video is talking about how AI is going to be used to warp public perception, and that same video is AI, or edited to warp public perception.
That clip was so telling. To warp public perception. The fact that the AI basically told on itself. AI is what created that clip. AI of today made it seem like it was AI information of yesteryear. I would advise y'all to question everything. Don't just go with the first or initial hit of information. Do your own research.
Trump didn't survive an assassination attempt. He survived a publicity stunt, and I can prove it. He said a bullet went through his ear. Let's be clear, a 5.56 NATO round fired from 130 yards away travels at 3,000 feet per second. That would shred flesh, fracture bone, and leave a crater. But there's no hole, no swelling, no bandage, just a light scratch. Just ask any trauma doctor. This isn't survivable without real damage. The shooter was 130 yards away, and for that rifle, that's the perfect range. U.S. Army standards expect near pinpoint accuracy from 300 yards away. He had elevation, line of sight, and time, and yet only one fatality, one ear graze, and no Secret Service reaction for 5 full seconds. This wasn't a failed assassination. This was a successful setup. Trump didn't duck, he didn't run. Instead, he faced the camera, raised his fist, and yelled fight like he was on WrestleMania. That's not instinct, that's direction. Real assassination attempts create chaos. You can watch Reagan's, Ford's, or even JFK's. Trump's was rehearsed. Now let's talk data. Before the shooting, Trump was tanking and...
Let's repeat that for a second. Real assassination attempts creates chaos. I remember the moment that incident happened, I was like, why aren't people running? Why did that lady behind Trump duck down, get up, and start filming? Why aren't people looking to see where the shots are coming from? Why aren't people scared? Why are more people filming? Oh, y'all didn't see that? Keep watching.
Or even JFK's. Trump's was rehearsed. Now let's talk data. Before the shooting, Trump was tanking in the polls, especially with independents, coming in at around 40%. But after the shooting, he jumped up over 50%. And in some swing states, he made double-digit gains overnight. That's not coincidence. That's narrative control. He needed a reset, and this gave him the hero arc that he couldn't earn on his own record. Fake attempts like this aren't anything new. In 1933, Hitler staged the Reichstag fire, blamed communists, and used it to seize emergency powers. It worked. In 1999, Putin staged apartment bombings to justify the war in Chechnya, and his approval ratings doubled overnight. Authoritarians manufacture attacks to paint themselves as the victim. It rallies their base, silences critics, and justifies authoritarian control. If Trump were truly a threat to the system, he'd be gone, but he is the system. And this attempt was the performance of a man who's run out of policy and needs mythology. So this wasn't an attack, it was a story written, directed, and starring Donald Trump. Tag someone who still thinks this is real. Let's talk facts, not feelings.
So remember when there was an assassination attempt on Trump's life? And I voiced that I thought it was more than likely a hoax. And many people came for me. Of course, they said I was crazy, etc. I was even mentioned in the Senate, by the way. They even mentioned my name in the Senate, and they referred to me as a video actress. I don't know what that is. However, this footage that you're about to watch may change your mind. So that guy who's moving to the left is a Secret Service agent. You saw him in the blue suit, and I want you to just wait for it. Now, up above, you can see that the shots have been fired, and now you have Secret Service agents who are dressed just like him that are rallying around the president. But what's going to be interesting is we're going to wait for him to come back. Now, we see photographers here, but look, there he is with the photographers. It's almost as if he was putting the photographers in place. Now,
like, the photographers are so interested in getting the picture, getting the shot, getting the story, that they're not fearful for their lives at all. These people in the background here, they aren't fleeing, they aren't running, they chilling. Like, I don't understand this. This looks so weird to me. These Secret Service agents don't even look real to me. Look at this mess.
Might be saying, no, Amanda, that's just coincidence. The photographers came around and he came around with them. If that is coincidence, then why, or somebody please explain to me why he is still there. See him now bringing the photographers around as the president is brought down the steps. Why would a Secret Service agent, look at him with his hands on their backs, be focused on photographers and making sure that they are in place? Wouldn't his sole purpose be to make sure that the president is in place? Yes, what this tells us is that there is far more to this than we are being told, and that this looks like a photo op. There he is, still there. Hello? What we are witnessing right now, I believe, with the Epstein files, is that they're done with him. And when I say they, I mean the actual powers that be. I stand steadfast in my assertion that not only was this a hoax, but it was necessary to continue to create Donald Trump as a deified icon for the base. And the base was necessary for MAGA and their movement to continue to move forward. He is no longer useful. He has become a liability, and they need to get him out of there, which is why footage like this all of a sudden appears to continue to discredit him. And they're going to then create somebody else for the MAGA base to follow. Now, they think it's going to be J.D. Vance, who, by the way, will be even worse. I don't personally think it's going to fly, but that's what I believe is happening. What do you think? Drop it in the comments.
Now, I'm not saying that I completely agree with everything she's saying, because I'm not informed. I don't know what she's talking about, honestly. I'm just going off of what we just saw here and how crazy that looked to me. Why is the Secret Service agent just maneuvering the photographers to make sure they get the shot? Not, y'all need to run and flee for your lives because there's an active shooter. Like, what? Why? This is crazy. Oh, look at this. Look at this. You can't tell me this not fake. You can't tell me this not fake. Watch this.
So we gotta move to close. Watch out. Wait. Yo, Trump, man, Trump, bro.
Yo, this man, wait, let me get my shoe right. My shoe coming off. Hold on, wait, let me get my shoe right. He fooling around with his foot. And then he was like, wait. Yeah, gotta let the people know that I survived. Nothing good. Hey, man, this junk is so funny to me. This junk is too funny. Like I said, entertainment purposes only. I can't take it serious. Cannot take it serious. I gotta see that one more again. I see that one more time. You heard him? He said, let me get my shoe. Bro, okay. You heard the lady agent right here. She said, okay, let him get a shoe. Why aren't they saying, Mr. Trump, sir, Mr. President, sir, you need to duck down. We got to cover you. We got to hide you. Get on the ground. Let's run. Look at all these people in the background. No one is fearful for their lives. I do not understand. People should be running, fleeing. These people were told what was going to happen. This is all a big show. It's crazy. It's crazy.
When Trump said it felt like he got hit by something, you can see the vibration. It feel like someone kind of slapped you on the ear.
I was just going to say, I'm actually personally surprised that it had that much temporary cavity, that much expansion. I was just going to say, I'm actually personally surprised that it had that much temporary cavity, that much expansion.
People will see that video and be like, nah, bro, but the bullet didn't go through his ear. It just grazed his ear. So it didn't have that much contact. Yeah, okay. Okay. Believe what you want to believe.
Why is Bill Gates worshipped? He wants to block out the sun. He's geoengineering mosquitoes, and he invests all his money in depopulating the world. And this all comes out of his mouth.
The key thing you can do to reduce population growth is actually improve health. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein. So in the next 5 to 10 years, for the next pandemic, we'll solve all those problems.
You say the next pandemic. There will be another pandemic.
Absolutely. We don't know when.
And people still put this man on a platform. He's playing God. He gets to decide who will live and who won't live. But hey, Bill Gates, isn't he brilliant? Guy, what a good guy. He contributes, he pays off. You know what all sick individuals do? They pay people off. Here, I'm a good guy. Ain't I a good guy? I'll pay for your foundation. Foundations, a lot of times, are big write-offs for billionaires.
Need I say anything? I mean, Bill Gates said it all with his chest. I mean, we heard it.
3, 2, 1, ignition. Burn away, Houston. Vector good. Ag thought.
You know, leaving the cameraman behind is pretty savage.
Get over. I tell you, I've got trust.
You know why it's savage to leave the cameraman behind? Because the cap is real.
National security. How about this? Why don't we see any land when we're looking down at the ocean from the space station?
Why? Because you're over top of ocean.
Okay, well, don't you think they could be fooling us with this picture?
Okay, I give you this.
Wait, watch the picture. Watch the picture.
I know
Watch
that
the
they've
picture.
airbrushed some stuff.
It's not
out.
airbrushed. This is us in our front yard and a solar panel, and we tricked you, showing you how easy. We have zero budget. They have $65 million a day, and I tricked you. Of course, we landed on the moon, right? Watch this guy. He's hammering a post into the ground, and he drops his hammer, okay? Well, how easy should it be for him to pick up that hammer? Well, it's nearly impossible because he's hanging from wires and he can't get down enough. Okay? He can't get down. He's trying to pick it up and he can't get it. I mean, look at this. And look at his pants. They're filthy. I mean...
Why y'all do the astronaut like that, man? He dropped his hammer and he can't pick it up because he's hanging from wires that won't let him get close enough to the ground. Yo, that's the funniest thing I've seen all day.
This is a picture of Barack Obama at summer camp, Interlochen summer camp, and directly above him is Jeffrey Epstein. Now, why is that interesting? Because those aren't the only two famous politicians, famous people that went to this summer camp with Barack Obama. These people all grew up together. Okay, there's also Bill Barr, Jim Jordan, and John Podesta. So I find it a little interesting when people say, oh, we live in a free country, you know, we get to pick our presidents, we choose who we want to lead us. Yeah, chances are we don't. I mean, let's dive a little deeper into Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein's wife is Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell's father is Robert Maxwell. Robert Maxwell owns a printing press called Pergamont Press, which is where, in America, we get all of our school books from, all of our learning from him. So, wow, isn't that just weird? Why are we getting our school books from Mossad agents? All right, we need to start opening our eyes and connecting the dots. These politicians are not here for you. They're here for themselves, and they're here for their mission that they're on. And their mission is not to better you. It's not to make your life better or easier. It's not so that you can become enlightened. They don't care about you, okay? This, ladies and gentlemen, looks a lot like a CIA type picture. You know, all the boys hanging out at the CIA summer camp. I mean, that's just my opinion, but give me a break. These people were friends as children, all right? They all grow up in it. They all grow up together. It's all intertwined, and none of them are here for you. This is why there are two giant fasci as a backdrop for the House of Representatives. Remember that. Maybe look into it. If you want to learn about symbols and about what's really going on in the occult world, which just means hidden and secret, go to my website where everything is for free. I love you all so much, and this is my opinion.
Sir, it might be your opinion, but there's a whole lot of truth to these presidents being basically all in bed together for the longest. Like, they grew up together. They were, hell, related to one another. So we've heard or about to hear. They were all basically bred to be potential candidates for presidency. Yeah, that's news to some, but not to all of us.
So this is mind-blowing. A 7th grader spent her summer building a presidential family tree, and she discovered that every single United States president, with the exception of one, were all related.
He said with the exception of one. I think that one being the current president, Donald Trump.
And all of them, every single one of them, are descendants of one single person, the former King of England, John Lackland, who signed the Magna Carta in 1215. Nobody had put this together before because most genealogists only focused on the male side of the family. But she went ahead and put together the male and female lineage of every single president and discovered that every one of them are related, except for Martin Van Buren. This is something that definitely makes you look at the big picture a little bit differently. Check this out.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, William Howard Taft, and President Barack Obama. One young girl traced them all back to one common ancestor.
They're all cousins and all grandsons of John Lackland.
It's the first family tree of its kind, pouring through more than 500,000 names for months. 12-year-old Bridge Ann d'Avignon discovered that all the U.S. presidents, except Martin Van Buren, are related to the former King of England, John Lackland Plantagenet.
Mildred Reed is his first great-grandmother on George Washington. Obama, Mildred Reed, is the 10th great-grandmother.
She started with George Washington, but unlike other professional genealogists that
My correction, it wasn't Trump. And that's partly has to do with the fact that, hell, it would have been 2 presidents if this video had came out while Trump was in office.
There's no pizza we didn't love.
They'll name 3 names for your lady parts.
Mini Moo, for JJ, and a pizza.
What?
And a pizza. Mini Moo is when you're describing it to a child.
What?
For JJ is like, hey. And a pizza is when someone's nasty.
When someone's nasty. What?
Honey, pizza's here.
Pizza? Story about going and having pizza at the Clooney's in Lake Como.
Yeah, that's all in Aniston. George and I would love you to come over for pizza, but
How was the pizza? Was it good?
what
Did he make it
Amal's
himself?
pizza was better than Clooney's. They both made. Everybody made a certain kind of pizza.
There's no pizza we didn't love.
A certain kind of pizza, there's no pizza we didn't love. Y'all know what they're talking about, right? If you don't know what they're talking about, I'm doing a deep dive on some of the deepest, darkest conspiracy theories of all time over on my Patreon. So basically, the information around a lot of these conspiracy theories, there might be more truth to it than you may realize. I still got to say that it's for entertainment purposes only, but the stuff that I'm covering over there, I showed to a friend of mine while I was out of town in the Czech Republic. It brought him to tears. It gave him the chills. This stuff gets deeper than you can imagine. I literally just uploaded another episode today. We're only touching the surface level over here on YouTube, but what I got going on Patreon, let's just say that the information being presented over there might be more than just conspiracy.
5 different kinds. 5 different kinds or 6 different kinds of pizza, and Clooney's was excellent. Amal's was the way.
Jeremy Corbell told us this would happen.
All indications, like all of them, is that that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe.
This was 6 months ago. And now what is all over all the headlines? There is a giant craft making its way to Earth. This isn't disclosure. This is the setup. If Corbell was right, we are watching the playbook unfold in real time. The question really is, if the craft is the lie, then what is already here or happening?
I hear you guys loud and clear. It's the diversion. It's the Epstein case. They want us to believe that there's a potential threat heading towards Earth so that it will take our mind off of the fact that a lot of people in power were on the Epstein list. And not only that, but they have video evidence of them doing some heinous things. Like I said, you want more information? Head over to my Patreon. I can't say too much. I can't say too much. I can't say a whole lot. I won't say nothing else. I'm scared, honestly. I'm scared to say anything else.
So now the elites is giving people warnings about aliens coming here in November. But these aliens don't look like this. They are trying to say they look like this. 7 feet tall black aliens. This video about aliens coming. So now the elites is giving people warnings about aliens coming here in November. But these aliens don't look like this. They are trying to say they look like this. 7 feet tall black aliens. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. First, I want to say the black carbon aliens control everything in this universe. These people are trying to distract you from the real truth. So when these aliens come, will it be real or will it be Project Bluebeam? I need people to understand we are living in different timelines. What if I told you the timeline we live in right now is really dead? They need other life forms to come back to save us. These so-called world leaders, they've been cloned by the great aliens. Remember, our timeline is not moving, therefore it's dead. These great aliens are really artificial intelligence that live underground. They are not really aliens, they are robots, and they live underground bunkers. They've been working with these scientists for a long ass time because these great aliens or robots was once humans. So when you look at these life forms, you are looking at yourself in the future. They was once us. They sacrificed their spirituality for technology. And when they did this, they lost their spirit. Now they trying to get back their spiritual roots. And if you look at the world, you will notice the same shit is happening all over again. Look at the internet. The internet is really the hive mind where everyone talk the same, look the same, think the same, react the same, trending topics. Every world leader you see is a great alien or artificial intelligence. They try to give us this brainwashed ass stories about man coming from monkeys. No, we are becoming artificial intelligence, the great aliens.
Yeah, if that didn't feel like the most conspiracy theory video in this video, I don't know what did.
First discovered on July 1st near Jupiter, with scientists not knowing where it came from. Now, eventually, they figured out this object, now named 3I Atlas.
It's only the third time that we've actually detected an object that has come from beyond our solar system.
This might be an interstellar messenger.
Where I described 8 anomalies about 3I Atlas. And if I wanted to summarize these anomalies, my basic message would be, if you are planning an annual vacation, do it before October 29th.
See, the unfortunate truth is, because we don't know exactly what is going on, that we can't entirely dismiss the fact that there is some potential aliens heading our way. Y'all remember I said before, I wanted to plan the vacation around that time because 2 days after that date is my birthday. But I don't want to be out of the country and away from my loved ones if something does potentially happen. So hopefully it doesn't, because I want to just celebrate my birthday in peace. If it means staying in the house and watching the craziness unfold on the news in the safety of my home, that's fine with me. That's fine.
My name is Anya, or Anna Wick, formerly Anna Petrova, formerly Owen Theodore Epstein, born Anya Beth Epstein on June 4th, 1988 in Boulder, Colorado, with my twin brother, Shia LaBeouf, to our father, Stephen Bruce Epstein, and our mother, Shayna Sadie LaBeouf, who separated us, forging our birth certificates as part of a ritualized, highly organized, generationally planned child trafficking cult that initiates 3-year-olds and deifies incest and inbreeding. I have not been in danger, just been incredibly anxious. However, the world deserves for the truth to belong to the public. This is for accountability. If for any reason I fail to appear on my interviews this weekend, you are more than welcome and encouraged to upload everything from your accounts. Thank you.
Checking out the comments under Anya's video, people are saying the problem is that the normal person thinks that this is absurd, but unfortunately, there are some very evil things going on in this world. 35,000 likes, and I couldn't agree more. This woman right here says, I wonder what people on the train were thinking while she was making this video. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, people listening like, are you kidding me? What this woman just said? This person right here says that is why Shia LaBeouf got so many mental issues, because he's trapped. I would believe that too. Now this person right here, I guess she saw some follow-up video from this woman. She said she lied, but you don't make a video like this saying you lied. Someone trying to shut her up. Exactly. This woman right here says, nah, have y'all seen her updates? She's over here apologizing on some I should have never dishonored my family and implied that they would hurt me. Y'all, this stuff is so messed up. I swear. Why does there have to be so much evil in the world? These people need Jesus, and the unfortunate truth is they try to keep Jesus out of the equation, and they do it so loud, so openly. Watch this.
We couldn't say, oh my God. We couldn't say JC. We couldn't say G. My son, you know, I know.
Yeah, a lot of
you could say G's.
You could say G's, but not sus.
Yes,
Yeah.
unless you were praising him. And then you could say.
Yeah.
Y'all saw that, right? Even in this scenario, this woman would not say Jesus. We seen a picture of this man's headband, 100% Jesus. But what do? The actual video, they censor it.
Issue with sin. It makes us, our sin that's in us makes us do those things. And the only salvation for this sin is the gospel. The only way to really cure that what's on the inside is understanding that Jesus Christ died for our sins. And so to me, on a micro level, it's understanding.
Nope, just like that, we lost him.
You saw how visibly uncomfortable this woman was getting because this man was sitting here trying to preach the good word. And as soon as he said the name Jesus Christ, the feed cut out. And she couldn't have been more happy.
Nope, just like that, we lost him.
In a second.
Just like that, we lost him.
Nope, just like that, we lost him.
In a second, I gotta thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. This day means so much more than putting on this green jacket in many ways.
I don't believe these to be coincidences, y'all. It's unfortunate that I say that, but I'm just speaking what I feel. There's been times where artists, musicians have came out and said that they're not allowed to utter the name of Jesus in their lyrics. They're allowed to say the devil, Satan, Lucifer, but they can't say Jesus or God. If y'all don't think that there's something bigger going on here, you better wake up. Choose to stay asleep if you want to. Don't let it get too late before you decide to wake up.
Watch what happens when you put Jesus in there.
Personalize a message. You can put Allah loves you. Or you could even put, let me see, let's try it out. Buddha loves you. But you cannot even type in the word Jesus.
Wow.
We cannot allow this text on the
That's
camera.
crazy.
What if somebody's name was Jesus and they wanted to put on a soda can? Y'all messed up.
Everything else is good though. Even if I put, let's see, Satan. Oh no, bro. Oh no, Satan loves you. You can put that. You can put Satan loves you, Allah loves you, Buddha loves you. But when you type in this word, you can't even type the word in. That's crazy. That's ridiculous.
That right there is an agenda. That right there is by design. Their excuse would be, oh, it's because we don't want to offend anyone. There's people that have other different religious background and beliefs, and we don't want to offend them. But Satan is okay to put on that can? I would think that that name would offend everyone. But it's a name that has become so common that it almost doesn't even strike the fear in anyone's eyes anymore. But they want it to. It's almost like they want Satan to become a household name. I strongly fear that something is about to go down. And I'm not sure if there's any place on this planet that's safe.
Does anyone not find it weird how all of these celebrities just up and left once Trump got elected, especially these two? It also makes me believe what Elon said last year wasn't crazy at all.
You know, I think part of why Kamala's getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
And that makes you wonder, why did she really leave the U.S.? Because recently she sold her farmhouse in the U.K. just weeks after moving in and continues to move like she's hiding from something.
This is what's happening now.
Before he got elected, Trump threatened to release a PDF file, so it will only make sense for her to leave, right? And I'm pretty sure we don't have to add on the pizza stunt that she pulled at the 2014 Oscars. And then we had one of the first people who said they were going to up and leave once he got elected, and that's Jimmy Kimmel. Recently, he went on a podcast thrilled to tell everyone about how he got his Italian citizenship.
And
I do have Italian. I did get Italian citizenship.
You do?
I do.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I do have that. And what's going on is as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Way worse.
It's so much worse. It's just unbelievable. Like, I feel like it's probably even worse than he would like it to be.
Jimmy Kimmel was also close friends with Chef Adam Perry Lang. And for many years, Adam Perry Lang was a personal chef for Jeffrey Epstein. And with that being said, it's really hard to believe that he's not on the list. But at this point, I don't really think it even matters anymore because it doesn't seem like they're going to release it anyway. But just know that we know. I honestly find all of this pretty weird, but y'all let me know what y'all think down below.
People trying to run away from that list, get citizenship and salvation in another country so that they don't have to deal with the ramifications of what could happen if their name was proven to be on that list. Man. What's crazy is what we're talking about on Patreon. Let's just say some names have been released in regards to that list. My friend in the other room, her ex name was on that list. I shouldn't be laughing. Yo, when she told me, she was like, guess who name is on the list? I started running off all these different people's names, and she was like, no, my ex. I was like, huh? And it was, I saw it with my own two eyes. Yo, this stuff is crazy.
For those that don't pay attention, you might never notice that every single time an actor, musician, or anyone related from Hollywood is about to become more famous or move up the ladder, they always seem to reappear with bleached blonde hair. There is no way this is just a coincidence. I have never met any man or groups of men who wish to dye their hair bleach. Blonde, it just doesn't happen. How far does MK Ultra go? Memory suppression.
You know, it's been...
You have a release date.
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic, they do the memory erasure, you know?
What?
The memory erasure. They erase my memories. It's a little foggy, but...
Give me a date.
You know what? I'll have to go back to the clinic and see if they can restore my memory. Brighter Days memory erasure treatment.
I'm pausing the audio for copyright purposes, but this looks almost more so like her advertising her music video. Brighter Days, right? Some memory erasure. Now, that's probably what the theme of this song is. Her having her thoughts and memories erased of former love or something like that. But the whole bleach blonde thing is kind of fascinating because there's people that's doing it that you wouldn't think would do it. I mean, but all of Hollywood is Hollyweird to me. It's like these people are so consumed with being relevant all the time that they have to do drastic things for people to pay attention to them, like dyeing their hair blonde when it's far from blonde naturally. I feel like people in Hollywood do more things that the average person wouldn't do. And I'm not saying that dyeing your hair blonde is weird, but there's people in Hollywood that wouldn't have done it otherwise if it wasn't for the fact that they're in Hollywood. That's all I'm saying.
This girl went to heaven and hell, and she said it is not what you think. Y'all gotta watch this.
So God told me I was with the angels. Listen, they were dancing, and there was so many of them. They were dancing, and I seen their wings. They had on these suits, and they were angels, and I got to walk. And I walked past the angels, and I heard God talking. God was talking to me. He was talking to me, and he was telling me. He told me to tell people to get their life together. He told me that is not what they think. He told me that everybody needs to open up their mouth and they need to pray. And all the judging, you can go to hell for judging people, even if it's in your mind. If you don't say it out loud, it's literally every little detail is so detailed. When I say specific things, I mean, he told me to come back and tell everybody the real, it's like he told me to say so much stuff that he was talking to me, and as he was walking me through the angels, it was thousands of angels, and he told me to tell everybody, get your life together. Even me, he said, do things right, forgive. Don't just say that you forgive somebody. You have to forgive them. Don't yell at your kids. Don't mistreat them. Don't curse them. Don't curse nobody. Don't swear on his name. When I say it's so specific, it's so specific in little details. And then he walked me through the angels, and then he took me to the darkness. I don't never want to go there. I'm telling you, it's not what people think. And I promise you, you have to listen to me.
I'm listening.
It's not what people think. It's not what people think. And I'm telling you, I say, God, I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry. And he told me to change people. He told me to talk to people and tell them what I see. He's going to constantly take me to this place and take me. I was in heaven. Listen to what I'm telling you, babe. I got to see what it looks like. It was not like how people described it. I'm telling you, and I seen them with my eyes. I just came back. I promise you. I just came back. It's so, I'm so scared. Something was choking me, and I seen my brother. And I seen this guy named Ernest from the dealership. I seen him.
Now, although it's a strong possibility that she was suffering from a really bad nightmare, a very vivid nightmare, if we gonna sit here and believe all the other craziness that we've heard from these conspiracy theories in this video, then why not believe her too? Or why not at least entertain the idea that what she's saying is possible? Even if it was a dream, who's to say that it wasn't information sent down by the one above to be dispersed out to us via social media? There was so much emotion and compassion and fear that this woman just expressed in this clip that I honestly believe that she believes that what she experienced was real. And although we could take the information that she relayed, this entire video with a grain of salt, but at the same time, we should all be open-minded enough to think just perhaps that any and all of this could be real. Leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. See ya.